Hello, and welcome to the Transformation Mastery Podcast. I'm your host, Chris, and today I have an exciting topic that is near and dear to my heart, specifically around the idea of personal growth and sort of getting stuck on that personal growth journey. One of the things that I can tell you is that as someone who's been on a journey of personal development, as long as I can remember, it's very easy to get stuck in certain aspects of your growth. You may have a big shift or a big quantum leap ahead of you that you're afraid or unable or just not taking the action on to get to that next step. But you're still listening to the books, you're still reading the books, you're still listening to the videos, you're still doing the things that you've always done to grow closer to your goals. I can tell you, for example, for me, one of the things that I thought I needed to do was consistently listen to personal growth books and speakings and teachings on my way to work while I had a dream inside, thinking that my dream was really to become better at work. There are so many aspects of my life that need to change, and I really want to kind of dive into what is stopping us from reaching the goals that we have outside of the current place in life where we are right now. One of the things that I really truly understand and believe, I've spent many years listening to Abraham Hicks talking and speakings about the law of attraction, Tony Robbins, Les Brown, and there's a very common theme, even, when you study religious backgrounds, and that is your belief system. In fact, we create beliefs about ourselves that become subconscious programs that make us feel comfortable in our approach to life so that we can assess certain things as danger or safe and gradually move towards them. So many of our experiences are formed by the first time we experience that one thing. And those beliefs can both be beneficial to us, as in keeping us safe when we are near a stove or touching a grill or something like that. But they can also hurt us when we're looking to take ourselves to that next level in life, whether it's a relationship, job, personal endeavors, or just having fun and enjoying your hobbies. I can think of one limiting belief I had, and that was I was not a good public speaker. And that essentially was born from the first time I ever spoke in front of a group of people in high school. It happened because I was volunteered by default to talk about something I wasn't particularly interested or cared about. Therefore, I bombed miserably. So that limiting belief started to kind of become my reality. And anytime I thought about going out on my own and being a speaker, being a trainer, being a teacher, being a coach, that limiting belief stopped me from taking those actions. When in reality, in the professional world, I was giving presentations and hosting meetings and speaking to managers, CEOs, CCOs, investors in our company, offering high-level presentations that were impactful and meaningful. So that limiting belief that I developed back in high school was nothing but a limiting belief based on one experience. So often we let ourselves get stuck in that fake truth and start believing it, and it becomes a limiting belief that stops us from getting to that next stage in life. One of the other things that we really, we look at the idea of procrastination and we think that, well, I'm just procrastinating, I'm a procrastinator, but there may be reasons you're procrastinating. It could be a limiting belief. It could be old traumas that you haven't healed or even recognized are there. We all think that as we get older in life, that we can just sweep anything under the rug and move forward. But there's certain things that may have happened, whether it's childhood or in a relationship or a toxic situation, that may sort of wound us on a deep personal level that create those limiting beliefs that we haven't really dealt with. So maybe you came from a household where you were cared about, but you weren't truly loved. Maybe you came from a relationship where your opinion wasn't valued, or you were constantly gaslit into believing you were less than you actually were. Those all can create limiting beliefs and really influence our procrastination. So the next time you're looking at a big task or something that's going to get you over the hump, learn to trust your gut and your intuition. And that doesn't mean, if you have a nervous feeling in your gut, stop doing it. Maybe that nervous feeling is because you're not actually taking action that you really truly want to take. One of the other areas, and for me, this was something that was a product of limiting beliefs, a product of traumas that I really didn't deal with, was this feeling of being an imposter, i.e., imposter syndrome. You know, so many years I told myself, well, if Abraham Hicks is teaching the law of attraction, what can I do? If Les Brown is the best motivational speaker in the world, how can I compete? Tony Robbins is charging 7 figures, 8 figures, or whatever it is for his personal training and coaching courses. How can I ever approach that? As I got older and as I started to really understand where to get started, I quickly understood the best place to get started is with what you've got to offer today. Because there's always someone that isn't ready for a Tony Robbins event, but is ready to learn from you to scale up to that event. And so many people have so much to offer, but are selling yourselves short. One of the things that really was a large influential purpose, or someone who was a large influence on my growth towards understanding self and creating a higher vibration, was Abraham Hicks. And one of the things that Abraham always suggests and is a firm proponent of is alignment, then action. And once we can find the alignment with our true desire, we can then find the action that is in alignment with that desire as well. So often we are stuck responding to the moment, trying to reach for goals that are not in the same vibration as our emotional reaction to the moment. Our now is a product of what we've attracted and created in the past by way of our default emotional reactions. So when we're looking at today, we're not happy with the current situation, we're not really pleased with where we are, that may be something that stops us from taking further action, because that all aligns with the version of ourselves that doesn't go to where we're trying to go. So we may have that big dream, that big goal, dreaming big is all part of who we are, but we're too afraid to take that action, to take the step. And we're stuck in this personal growth journey, waiting to give ourselves permission to actually take the step and make the move. Les Brown said, sometimes you've got to allow the belief someone else has in you to take over until you learn to believe in yourself. Well, I want to say, I believe in you. I believe that you're ready to take action, because all you've got to do is take the time to find the alignment that exists within yourself that's being offered to you from an emotional, spiritual place, so that you can then get closer to reaching your goals and your dreams along that personal growth journey. Trust in yourself. Trust in your intuition, trust in what you are, and challenge your beliefs. I can't tell you how important it is to look at the limiting beliefs, the parts of you that say, no, I can't do that. And that I can't do that is in direct response to intuition telling you to go forward and conquer. You may be looking at a big job promotion. You may be wanting to write a book. You may want to get into coaching, speaking, training, whatever it is. And there's a part of you that says, well, if you write this book, it's just going to fail. There's no point in putting energy into it. And that is a limiting belief. That is that negative self-talk that stops you from getting to where you want to go. So those limiting beliefs are really troublesome in the fact that they enforce and keep us comfortable with the negative self-talk that we've allowed to exist in our life for far too long. I can tell you that negative self-talk usually is a product of what others have said or have tried to get you to believe in the past. A good example of how, for me in the professional world, I really never listened to others and the self-talk that they would try and influence on me. A good example, there was a point in time I was in between jobs and working to find the job of my dreams, which was a manager level job, a high paying level job. And I was coming out of, being a systems administrator. And I ran into a recruiter that I've previously gotten a job with in the past. And I let her know what my salary expectations were. I let her know what my job expectation was. And her response was a limiting belief that I refused to take root into my system. She told me, how can I expect to make that much? How can I expect to have that job title? I'm not a college graduate, and I wasn't making anywhere near that much prior to this job. Why do I think I qualify for that? And I said, well, I know I do. I've been having the conversations for those jobs. If you can't help me find that, I don't think that we have anything we can do together. And she pushed back again, letting me know that I'm looking for something I'm not going to get. I should take the job that she's offering. Now, we both know the recruiters are looking to fill jobs so that they can then get paid. So her limiting belief about my salary wasn't really a belief other than she wanted to get paid. So if I allowed that influence to take root and hold into my system, I would have never scaled my career to the level that I scaled it to. In fact, once I had the manager and leadership job that I wanted, she was then trying to launch her recruiting business on her own. And she called me up and tried to sell me on using her to find, and it just didn't work out well. The conversation couldn't go very far because in the back of my head, I'm listening to her retell me those limiting beliefs again, and it wasn't worth my time. So I can tell you that there's a whole world of people around you in the career place, in the recruiting space, your coworkers that are all living and existing with limiting beliefs that really have nothing to do with your capabilities and what you want inside. In fact, once you decide that you want something, whether it's a new job, a career, income status, you have to then understand what it takes to be that person. That person isn't going to look around and say, well, I can't make this much money. I don't deserve this job. Let me quit. That person is going to speak it into existence long before it actually exists. You're going to operate in your day-to-day job as if you're that leader, that manager. You're going to operate day-to-day as if you're the professional speaker, trainer, or coach. You're going to take the personality that you want to be in life and absorb that and create that into your now. And you'll suddenly realize all of the situations around you that you previously found troubling and frustrating and you applied your limiting beliefs to are really there to help you break those limiting beliefs and challenge and grow within those circumstances. So much of it is changing the story you tell yourself. You may be stuck in a work situation. I various times in my career, I was working jobs that really didn't match the goals that I had for myself. Either they were well-paid jobs for large companies where I was expected to essentially be a button pusher every day, working with other people complaining about their lives and personal tasks while making a boatload of money and simply just looking for things to complain about. I just didn't understand how that worked or fit into my life. I then took a step back and realized I was just looking for the income, but I wasn't looking for the happiness. So a lot of changing what you say to yourself also consists in changing what you say you want to do. We can always say, I want to attract more money, but are you going to be fulfilled? Are you going to be happy? And when you find the alignment and joy of attracting the money and attracting the happiness, that's when you know you're truly challenging your limiting beliefs, you're overcoming the obstacles, and you're taking the action that gets you closer and closer to where you want to go. Being stuck in this personal growth journey is something that I think we all go through. Everyone that's ever wanted to achieve something great first had to confront themselves, their own limiting beliefs, as well as anything that would stop you from getting to where you want to go in life. So take evaluation, look at your friends. The 5 people that you most spend your time with are going to be a summary of where you end up in going in life. So if you're spending your time and most of the people you spend your time with are people you work with that are complaining about the mundane aspects of life that you've already solved and find joy in conquering and dealing with, chances are you're not going to where you want to be. So take the time, evaluate your thoughts, evaluate your self-talk, and really understand your limiting beliefs are a huge part of why you're still stuck in this personal growth journey and not really creating the growth in your life that you want. The other thing I can tell you is if you've listened to personal growth books, you've listened to stories about the law of attraction, you've read The Secret, you listen to Les Brown or Tony Robbins, and you truly believe that you're on a growth journey, you have to start telling yourself a different story, because I guarantee you that your life has already changed in ways that you probably don't even recognize or have acknowledged as things that you've created. You've probably raised your income. You've probably cleaned up your vibration and eliminated friends that are holding you back, situations that are holding you back, and you've cleared the air for growth and endless opportunity ahead of you. So when is it time to take action? The time to take action is always now. You see, when you take that first step, you may fail. It may not work out, but that's just one lesson closer to what you actually need to do to achieve the goals that you're trying to achieve in life. I can tell you that so many of our actions are not empowered with the change that we want for our life. So many of our actions are empowered by the yesterday emotion and the frustration we have of not getting where we want to go. So learning to trust your intuition, learning to trust your gut. I can remember driving down a highway one time years ago, merging onto another highway, and my gut just started hurting. And as I was merging, I was kind of getting the vision of merging onto the highway, kind of crazy, someone else merging over into another lane, really out of control, merging over into the left lane, and it was like an accident happened. While I was sitting in the left lane, my gut was hurting, like, man, something is off here, something. And instantly it was like a recognition. My eyes cleared up, and I was sober, obviously, but my eyes kind of widened and cleared up, and I'm looking around, and as soon as I said, it's happening, I looked over, a car was merging on, just as crazy as I kind of felt myself doing it, but I was under control, merged into the middle lane. As I said, now is the time to slow down. I stepped on the brake, and the car swerved right in front of me. The rear tire went onto the grass. They almost slipped out of control, but they got it under control and flew down the highway. I can tell you that was a direct response to my intuition telling me, hey, slow down, there's danger ahead. So even though it came to me in the perspective of my stomach was hurting, I felt a little nervous, didn't have an opportunity to turn around, the mission wasn't for me to turn around and not continue what I was doing that night. The mission was to listen to my intuition, trust my intuition, to follow that path forward and have a safe night. The path forward for me was just slamming on the brakes and letting what looked like a drunk driver fly down the highway out of control. But the reality is my intuition kept me safe, it kept me healthy, and it kept me in a place where I was able to have a wonderful, enjoyable night and provide a story to tell that would help impact others around me. So when I look at that, I realize that there's always been that guidance. There's always been that thing. Just to share a personal aspect of how that influences my life, if I wake up in the morning and I have a story to tell, or I have an ambitious goal to achieve, that same stomach pain will hit me if I get into the procrastination phase. If I get into the phase of sitting in my traumas and that negative self-talk, my stomach will hurt. And for so long, it took me a long time to realize that the stomach discomfort that I was feeling wasn't in response to the false self-talk and the limiting beliefs that I was telling myself. It was in response to the fact that I wasn't aligned with the goal that I truly had in mind. And as I learn to take the action on the goals that I really have for myself, my stomach feels better the moment I start doing it. And with 100% accuracy, my gut is part of my guidance system. Maybe it's your gut, maybe it's your head, maybe it's your chest. We all have different things about us that make us unique. But trusting your intuition, trusting that inner guidance that comes from a truly divine and loving place is the most important aspect of getting out of the self journey and into the actualization journey that your life really is looking for. We're all looking to manifest greatness in our life, or at least if you're looking at this podcast, you're definitely part of someone and part of the select few that really want to manifest greatness and then inspire others to manifest greatness. Chances are your intuition is extremely strong, and it brought you here to listen to this, to build strength, build confidence in that intuition all over again. We all think of our bodies as reactionary tools to the world around us. Well, sometimes the reactions we're having are there to show us that this is not what we want. We want the exact opposite. So taking the time to understand how your guidance system, your emotional intuition will take you to the next level. That intuitive gut feeling, maybe it's a heavy breathing, maybe you get your hands sweat, whatever it is, that intuition will take you to the next level. Beyond that, there's this form of accountability. If you don't have a way of holding yourself accountable, chances are you're probably going to be stuck repeating the same steps, wondering why you're not getting anywhere. If there's no one to look at you and say, well, you tried that last time, have you changed your perspective and offered something different? Maybe you're repeating the cycle. If you don't have a healthy relationship with someone that can help you find accountability in the actions you've taken that have worked and have not worked, chances are you're stuck in a cycle, in a loop, not able to see yourself. So maybe you should be seeking an accountability partner. One great way to do that is to find a coach, someone that's going to listen to what you want in life, listen to what you're trying to manifest, and help you see whether you're actually aligned with that manifestation or you're aligned with the exact opposite, that thing that you keep getting on repeat in your life. If you're looking for a better job, but you keep finding jobs with hard, abusive bosses or managers or leadership that's kind of lied to you and brought you into a dead end place, chances are you're not aligned with the wonderful manifestation of a job that provides the career growth you're looking for emotionally. So you're stuck on repeat, attracting the same job over and over and over again. So one of the tools that I actually use for accountability is something called objectives and key results. There was a book written by John Doerr that studied this process of creating objectives and key results and really found a powerful method of creating change that is consistent, ongoing, and measurable in your life. The first thing you're going to want to do is create a high level objective. Maybe that's losing weight, that's getting into better health. And one of the things you're going to do after that is start working on the key results. The key results are measurable things and ways that your life will change. So if you're wanting to lose weight, maybe you have a diet plan that you need to adhere to. And you start off with saying, don't eat a meal after 6 or 7 o'clock at night, have vegetables with every meal, and have consistent 3 meals a day with limited snacking. Maybe you want to eliminate potato chips from your life, or you want to eliminate something from your life that is slowing you down from reaching the goals that you want. Maybe it's time to exercise more. Whatever it is, those are going to be your key results. And week by week, you're going to look at those key results and evaluate whether you've gotten closer to reaching them or you just haven't done anything. And you may realize that some of your key results are too ambitious, or some of them are not ambitious enough. And it's time to shift things around and create a different key result that is actually something you can start working on today. So I can encourage you, if you're not familiar with that, do some research. I'm working on a objective and key result worksheet that you'll be able to download. But if you really want to understand how to take those key results and those objectives and make a change in your life, or maybe even better align with what you're trying to attract in life, let's book a call. There's going to be a link down in the description below that will give you a chance to sit down. We can speak, we can talk, we can do a phone call, a conference meeting, a video conference, and really sit down for a half hour to understand what's stopping you from reaching the goals you want. Maybe you're an entrepreneur that has trouble scaling your business from comfort level to the next stage of business that allows you to hire and grow, possibly even sell your business. So there's so much to understand around our limiting self-beliefs, and specifically how they stop us from growing and scaling out of the personal growth phase and into the having and manifesting phase of life. So let's take the time to evaluate where we are as people, what we're doing, and how we're putting ourselves in the right place emotionally to get to where we want to go. You have to show up every day from the vibrational perspective that is in alignment with your goals. And so many times we're not holding on to that vibrational perspective as a place we're trying to go with our goals. Let's take the time to align, evaluate, and keep the vibrational perspective that we need in place so that we can get out of the personal growth journey, out of this imposter syndrome, out of the trauma responses to what we want to do, and into the manifestation and the fun part of life. But I can tell you, once you get there, you're going to find a whole new series of challenges that you're now able to scale with and deal with that are going to create much higher levels of inspiration within you. This is an ongoing journey, an ongoing self-evaluation process, and the personal growth journey is just the first step into the manifestation journey that then creates more personal growth. So enjoy the cycle, enjoy your journey, and enjoy the process of growth. It is infinitely valuable to your spirit and being to acknowledge that's who you are. After all, We're spiritual beings having a physical experience, and I truly hope you can enjoy that physical experience. Thanks for tuning in to the Transform Mastery podcast, and we'll have plenty more great conversations for you coming soon. Tune in, subscribe, like, leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of this. This is the first one, so we've got a long way to go to get to a higher level of vibration as a group, but I look forward to catching up with you and hearing your thoughts below. Have a wonderful, brilliant, and inspired day.